Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a new release from UNDONE Watches. They kind of make all those special customized vintage styled watches. I'm sure you've heard of them before. I have reviewed a couple of their pieces in the past, and this is their newest watch. As you can see, it comes in this nice box here as usual with the little leather button here undone, and you open this up and let's see what's inside. Woo! So this is the UNDONE Tropical series. As you can see, this is the Tropical Amazon, the black dial. Let's get this out of the box and take a closer look, guys. Now the UNDONE Tropical Amazon, which this watch is called, is actually themed after the vintage Speedmasters by Omega. Basically, these watches by UNDONE pays homage to the vintage two-register tropical dial Omega Speedmasters. These watches from Omega in 1957 to about 1965 had a flaw in their processing of dials, which resulted in the dials fading to like a brownish color, or shades of brown, and was nicknamed Tropical. Now in the vintage market, these old Omega watches are very expensive, and they go for quite high prices at even auction houses. So I look at it this way, you kind of get the vintage feel and look with this brand and this style with the nice tachymeter bezel and the tropical style dials as well. There are a few different variations, tons of customizable options. I will leave a link in the description below so you can check that out after this video. But this is basically a brand new watch. There's going to be no issues. It's brand new, no scratches, nothing like that. And let's get a little more into this model. Okay, in terms of the diameter, we are looking at a 41.8 millimeter case here. So just shy of 42 millimeters, which really isn't that big. The lugs are quite small and slender, as you can see there. So in terms of thickness, we are looking at, including this domed crystal, we are looking at 13.8 millimeters. As you can see, we do get a 20 millimeter lug width as well. And the case is comprised of 316L stainless steel with a mix of polished and brushed surfaces. If you can see right here, this area is brushed. The area where the lip is polished right below the tachymeter. And then the tops of the lugs are polished as well, as you can see right here. So a nice contrast between brushed and polished finishes. It looks pretty good. The finishing doesn't look bad at all for this price point, I would say. Everything looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now the case back, I still have the sticker on here, but it is completely polished. I opted for the solid case back. You can get an exhibition case back as well. This is a pop-on case back, so when you want to change that battery out, you can easily change it. We'll talk more about the movement in a little bit. Anyway, obviously this has a tachymeter, which is the new thing for this watch, as well as these tropical style dials. So we get a nice tachymeter here, which is brushed with black Arabic numerals or tachymeter writing here. As you can see, it looks pretty good and neat. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, it does look pretty good there. Now it definitely adds some nice weight to the watch. I noticed this watch feels a little bit heavier than the previous models, and it feels of better quality because of that added weight, which is a good note. So basically this has a 24-hour subdial over here on the right at the 3 o'clock position. We have a 60-minute countdown or 60-minute chronograph at the 9 o'clock position. We have a date aperture down at 6 o'clock right here, which is quite legible. It's a white date wheel with black numerals. Nice, I would say, very legible hands in white against this tropical Amazon black dial here, and a white thin seconds hand which does sweep. So the movement inside of this watch is the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz, or mechanical combined with quartz. So you get that great quartz accuracy, and you do also get a couple of jewels inside of this movement. It is run on a battery, so you will have to change the battery in a few years, which is really no big problem. So the watch is fairly accurate, gaining only a couple seconds a month, which is another good note using this movement. And we do get that nice sweep of the chronograph hand once you start the chronograph. So we have short rounded pushers over here, which is pretty typical. We get our pull and push crown signed with the U for UNDONE. As you can see right here, there it is. Pretty neat. Looks pretty good there. So this watch is only 30 meters water resistant, or 3 ATMs. So definitely not something to take near the water or underwater. If you happen to get caught in the rain, I'm sure you'll be just fine. Definitely don't submerge this thing underwater. Now to actually operate the chronograph here, it's actually a flyback mecha quartz chronograph. That means we can just push this button whenever it's running and it'll automatically reset. I can start it right here. And as you see, we get that nice sweeping hand, which is a good look there. Now you can stop it with the same button and just reset it. Or if you start it again, I'll show you. You can actually, it actually flies back if you hit the bottom button. Then you can just start all over again. So it's pretty simple to function, very easy to use. Now the pull and push crown is used to change obviously the date and the time. So first position, we can change the quick set date here. There we go, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then if we pull out one more position, we can set the time here. And this is 24-hour subdial will go with the time, as you can see, simultaneously. Now I do like the fine minute markings. I'm going to get you in a little closer here. As you can see there, these nice fine markings over here, which makes it very nice to set the exact time. They're very fine printed markings on this dial, as you can see. Now these subdials are recessed in a little bit, if you can see that, which looks pretty nice. Gives it some visual excitement, I would say. So yeah, all good there. Now, we do get Loom on this watch, which is different. I believe the other Undone watches don't have Loom. This one does have Loom on all of the hour markers and the hands. So it's pretty cool. I will get you guys a Loom Shot at the end after I throw it on my wrist and show you guys what it looks like. But now this strap it comes with, it's a very nice strap. Now Undone has definitely upped their game with the straps from the very beginning. I remember checking out one of their very first watches. You know, the strap was a bit stiff, but their new straps are really nice. This is a 20mm rally style strap, as you can see with all the holes here. So in the summertime when you're sweating, no need to worry here. We also get white stitching at the ends over here and white stitching over here, as you can see. Two keepers here. We get a signed buckle, which is brushed, and a nice size, not oversized, not too small, just the perfect size for this strap, I think. And overall it looks pretty nice, as you can see. I mean, definitely goes along with the whole tropical theme here, the Omega Speedmaster tropical dial theme. I think it looks pretty nice. So right now I want to throw it on my wrist, show you exactly what it looks like on my 6.5-inch wrist, and I'll be right back. Now here's the watch on my 6.5-inch wrist. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Now if I didn't mention, this watch does come with a hardened K1 mineral domed crystal. I wanted to wait to tell you that till I got it on my wrist so you can really see what it looks like on the wrist. As you can see there, just like the, Omega Speedmaster, that nice domed crystal which lies above the tachymeter bezel, you get that same look here. So it looks really nice. Some distortion at angles, as you can see there. It looks pretty cool. Here's the back side of the strap, very comfortable, like I said, no need to break in this strap. Right out of the box, it goes right on and fits perfectly. That's what it looks like across the wrist. It fits just perfectly on my 6.5-inch wrist and definitely conforms, I would say. As you can see there, those downward lugs, definitely conforms nicely. Now right now I want to get you a Loom Shot because the Loom is actually pretty good on this watch, which is nice to see on a chronograph. So here's a Loom Shot for you guys. As you can see, we get a nice greenish color loom on the hands and all of the markers there, which doesn't seem to be fading away quickly. I think it looks pretty good. So at night you definitely have some good legibility to read the time when you're out on the town or just enjoying yourself. Well, what do I think about this watch, guys? Well, honestly, it's a very well-made watch. The price point is $345 for this exact version. And I think it's quite a good price. You're getting something very vintage inspired. There's not a lot of stuff like this on the market right now. And all around, it's not easy to afford a real tropical dial Speedmaster. They go for, a lot of money at auctions. And, unless you're really trying to spend a lot of money on a watch like that, this is honestly a great way to go. You're getting that vintage aesthetic, the nice tropical style dial, a great leather strap at an affordable price. And, you really can't go wrong. So that's pretty much going to sum it up for today. You might like the watch, you might not. Personally, I think it's a win. I really do like what they did with this watch. The heft added with the tachymeter bezel definitely plays a big role in that. It feels like a much more solid watch when on the wrist, and it feels more manly, I would say. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. If you want to check them out, I did drop a link in the description below, so don't be afraid to check them out. and you can do all kinds of crazy customization options and just tons of cool stuff. So I hope you guys liked the video. Definitely don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell your friends. Leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.